Recording.
In the realm where emotions intertwine, love and lust, two forces divine. A dance between souls, both tender and wild, where passion and affection are beautifully compiled. Love, a gentle whisper, a tender caress, a bond that transcends an eternal address. It nourishes hearts with warmth and care, a flame that burns bright beyond compare. Lust, a wild storm, untamed and bold, a whirlwind of passion, fierce and untold. It entices and entangles in its rapturous hold, leaving hearts racing in a story yet untold. Love and lust, a delicate dance, in their harmonious union, moments enhance. Together they weave a tapestry of bliss, a symphony of emotions, a sweet tender kiss. For love without lust lacks a fiery spark, while lust without love leaves an empty mark. Together they create a magical blend where hearts find solace and desires ascend. So let love guide with its gentle touch, and let lust ignite with its fiery clutch. In the balance of both, true passion is found, a love that's profound, forever profound. Flirt when you fall for someone's words, lust when you fall for someone's beauty, love when you fall for someone's soul. Calm, vasana, longing, craving, sensuality, desire. What, according to you, is lust? Hello and a warm welcome to Real versus Real series, brought to you by Building Spiritual Muscles. And what are we doing today? Well, our spiritual healer and life coach, Vindri Kaurji, is going to get lusty. So what are we waiting for? Bring it on.
So good evening to all. Good morning to the overseas. Sat Sri Akal, Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh, Ram Ram Ji. So we are back. And now, before I start this session, I want to tell you something. I want all of you to have your own diaries and pens with you, because I'm going to take all the vices, all those energy forces that has made our real life, all the energy forces that made our real life. It has actually cut us off from the real life and put us into the real life. So I will be discussing all the energies. Please be attentive. I will be taking each topic for 2 days. Today, whichever topic I take, it will take me 2 days. Please make down your notes, understand, be very attentive, write down your bullet points. Please take all the screenshots, whatever you see on the screen, because tomorrow I will be questioning you. Quiz will be there. There's going to be a lot of interaction tomorrow. So if you have really paid attention today, tomorrow you'll be able to answer. So let's start today with the negative energies, you can say the negative forces behind our real life. So today we are taking the topic of lust. We're taking the topic of lust. Now, first, I would like to tell you what I am going to take with you for these 2 days. What are the different topics I'm going to take? And you can see on the screen what I am going to do for these 2 days. So on the screen, you see the topic of lust. What are the energies, forces behind the real life I'll be taking? Where do they come from? Who is the father of these forces? What harm do they cause physically, mentally, eternally? How to channel and counsel them, the tools required to overcome them, and what do they actually do. We are going to cover up all these in these 2 days. So I want you to be very attentive. Please take the screenshots also along with it. Now, one of them we are taking is the lust. Now, when I take the lust, I'm telling you that this lust, if we say it is a negative force behind the real life is that artificial life, the life where we are putting on the mask. Now that thing is being governed by these negative forces. But from where does it come? From where does this energy come? And how does it come into the body? And what does it do? Where does it go inside? And then what harm does it do? So the first and foremost, we have to understand that the real life in which the first thing we have to find out, which is the father. Who is the father of it? So the father of it is, of these vices, is the big elephant, And you will see that the big elephant is what? Now you say, who's the big elephant? Who is the big elephant? The big elephant is this physical body, because the father of all the vices is ego, and the elephant is an ego, because the elephant is always blowing his own trumpet. So are we, always blowing our trumpet. We are full of egoism in us. And who is this ego? Who is this big elephant? It is my physical body. My physical body is the ego. My physical body is the big elephant. And what have we been doing? We are trying to conquer ego throughout our life. You see, we thought it is outside, हमारे बाहर कहीं पे पड़ा, but नहीं, हमारा शरीर ही ego है. So there is a very big misconception of ego. कोई कहता है कि ego जो है वो हंकार है. हंकार is arrogance. But so we mistake ego as hankar. Now if I put it in Punjabi or Hindi, we say कि ego is home. Home. It's not arrogance. Arrogance is being proud. But ego is home. Now this home, scripture says that this home, this ego, this elephant is the body. Sharir hi home hai. Now you say, okay, if the sharir hi home hai, how come? Sharir home hai because this is the body conscious. Throughout life, we have been working outside. If anyone says, no, you have a lot of ego, tumhare mein bahut home hai. No, I don't have, and I'm a very simple person. But this is there. That is why the scripture says, Jo dise so rogi, rog rehet mera satgur jogi. Understand these words. And it says, home dirag rog hai. That means sab rogi hai. So rogi means everyone is in home. And home kya? Home sharir hai. So we come to the body conscious now. We have been fighting our whole life to finish off this ego. But now we are coming to understand that being on the body conscious means you're living in ego. We are living in ego because we are in the body conscious. So now we have understood that the big elephant is my body, and we are searching for ego, and the body is roaming in the room. So now, how is it called ego? Please pay attention on the screen and you can click it. Okay. Now we have this physical body. How we say that this is an ego body? Physical body, from birth till death, our bodies are being labeled as what? As daughter, sister, brother, wife, husband, friend, maid, boss, employee, and then money, status, materialism, power, success, fame. All these are labels. In the morning I get up, there's a label on me that I am the mother. So as a mother's responsibility, I go into the kitchen and I do all the work for my children. And then slowly I have my expectations coming up that the children must learn to respect me and do what I want them to do. So slowly what happened, that expectations are arising because of these labels, from each and every one that we come across. We have a lot of expectations from our husband, from our wife, from our children, from our spouses, from our employees. We have lost a lot of expectation because we are in the body conscious. And this label is keeps on changing. Every minute is changing. At times it becomes a wife, then it becomes a grandmother, then it becomes a mother, then it becomes a husband, it becomes a brother, it becomes a sister. It keeps on changing. That means these labels are not permanent. They're all changeable. And this label is given to the physical body according to the responsibility. So now when we are doing our responsibility according to the label, we are attracting a lot of negative emotions and negative thoughts inside us because we have a lot of expectations. So what happens, this body, which is the biggest ego, we get attached to everything. This physical body gets attached to all the relationships, gets attached to all the materialistic thing. ये मेरा घर है, ये मेरी गाड़ी है, ये मेरा पैसा, ये मेरा रुतबा, ये मेरी knowledge है, मेरी खूबसूरती. This is my body. This is my empire. So what happened? Slowly, this is the body that's get attached to all these things. When it gets attached to all these things, means we have a lot of expectations. When we have a lot of expectation, then we are very sad. We are very hurt. We are very stressed. And slowly there's anger. Then you see all the vices because of this body conscious. But were we this body conscious? Are we this the identity? No. Because home means also duality. Now duality, how? Means duja pa. Now how to? Physical body is our physical body we have taken as an identity. This is a false identity. But actually identity is what? Mana tu jot surup hai. Apna mool pachan. So what happened? My actual identity is inside residing, which is what? It is a pure soul. It is a pure energy, which is God-like. Is actually the God that is residing inside us. But we have forgotten. We have broken from our actual identity and we've gone stuck to our body identity. And we thought that we are this, which has been labeled on and on from birth to death. And because of this labeling, we get attached to the worldly things. And because of our attachment, we have a lot of expectation. And because of our expectation, we are sad and we attract a lot of negative thoughts and negative emotions inside this body. So now you can understand why this body is gone. Now someone will say, okay, then what do you mean that we should finish it off the body? No. We are learning those techniques where we have to rise above the physical body. We have to rise above the body conscious. This is what our journey has to be. So now you have understood exactly what the body conscious is, which is the big elephant, and which is the father of all the vices, all the vices. Any negative, it is a stress, it is jealousy, it is anger, it is depression, it is anxiety, any type of anything which is harming your body, the father is ego. So the ego is body conscious. Body conscious means attachments. Attachment means expectation. Expectation means the real life has started. Our mask has started and we are all unhappy because these negative forces are going to actually guide our real life. So now what happens? Now we'll see in the next, you'll see in the next screen, it comes what? That this is the inflated ego. Slowly, slowly, that I, me, myself, it keeps on and on. You see, me, myself, then slowly, slowly it will come to what you'll see. You see on the screen, then real life, and from real life, we are now traveling towards real life. We're going to opposite direction because our ego is inflated. So we are going from real life to real life. When we're going from real life to real life, then what next? Now, when we are going towards it, then what next? You will see that all our gateways are open. All our gateways are open. Now, what are the gateways? Sadiya panch indriyan te panch gyan indriyan. They are, because this physical body is the elephant. Sadiya panjo indriyan jeri again panjo gyan indriyan. Through these, all these vices enter. All the negative thoughts enter. Why? What we are seeing, what we are hearing, what we are feeling, what we are smelling, all these 5 indriyas are open. This, they say, is the 9 doors which are open. Physical body of us, which is the elephant, it is open. And through these gateways, all of them we attract all the messages that we get from the world, from the surrounding. And where do they come and they reside? They come and reside into the subconscious mind. They're residing into the subconscious mind. And when it comes into the subconscious mind, what happens? This is called the man. This is called the man. This is the subconscious mind, which we also call as the Chitragupt. And this is the place which we call it the bank. Now, when it comes and resides into this bank, then what does it do? What happens in this? In this way, when it resides in the man, the subconscious mind, there is so much of gandagi, there's so much of smell, it's like a gutter. And then this spreads out. Now, we will be showing into the other screen how it's going to harm us also. And later we will be showing you how these are going to harm us. Now, when they've resided in the subconscious mind, one thing remember, that if I see one picture or I see a pornography, my eyes are seeing it. So what happens? That message goes inside me and it carries an emotion. It goes and triggers my brain and there's a lust feeling. Now, lust does not come alone. It does not come alone. It comes with a full army. You will see lust is just like the tip of the iceberg. You go into the ocean and you see, no, you can just see a tip. You cannot see what is in the underwater. Same thing. We see lust. We see someone very angry, but we do not know underwater there are full ek fauj hai uski, ek army hai of what? Of all the negative emotions. So on top, sanu lust nazar aa rahi hai, but underneath the water, what is it? There's anxiety, there is illusion. You see delusions, there will be anger, there will be pleasure, there will be revenge, there will be failure. So many things, and there are many more. All these are undercurrent. This is very, very important when counselors are taking the counseling. And when they see that a person is in lust or something, they will go deep down. They'll counsel and they'll go deep down to the core and find out, oh, where did this lust go? What is the army beneath it? Then they find out that there are so many things underneath which he has, which is hidden inside the subconscious mind. But so be very careful. No one negative energy or emotion comes alone. It gets everything along. Now, if this has entered, we see if this has entered, I would like to tell you one thing more, that how do the emotions come? From where do the emotions come? When a negative thought comes to us, that negative thought, once it enters into the body, it goes into the man, then it evaluates. It evaluates. What does it say? अरे उसने उसको बोला था कि वो तो चोर है, वो तो आजकल गलियों में फिर रहे. So what do we say? The thought goes into my mind. I evaluate. Acha, it is going to be that. I better lock the house. I better go and this thing. One person will say that. So what happened? A fear rises. An anxiety rises. Slowly, stress rises. So many emotion arises. Maybe another person also hears the same thing. It enters into the mind, but it evaluates. Maybe a little bit on the spiritual side, evaluates. Koi baat nahi. Take our own precautions. Everything is fine. There's no need to take a stress for it. So what happens? They evaluate, and then what is? They take it as a power, and they say, okay, please, apni dhyan rakho, sab cheez under lock and key, and there's nothing to scare about. All be alert. So what happened? Every thought that comes into the subconscious mind is also ejecting out all these emotions, negative emotions. So that is how this full package of negative thoughts and emotions, they come into the subconscious mind, the man, the bank. Now we want to see in the next that what does this negative energy do? What does this negative energy do inside us? Is it harming us? Yes, it's destroying us. When this negative energy enters inside us, first and foremost, it destroys the man. It destroys the man. Why? Because the man is totally full of negative thoughts and negative emotions. These negative emotions are so heavy, are so high and so strong that it reduces our mental well-being. Our mental state becomes bad. We lose the clarity of thoughts. We cannot think straight because the man is totally full of dirt. So we cannot even think straight about it. And then our perceptions also are not clear. They become very narrow. This is happening to the man. Now we come to the next. What does it do to the physical organ? What happens to the body? Now the next says that the physical organ, when the man is full, the first thing it does is attacks the physical organs. It attacks all the organs. You will see the whole endocrine system, the heart, the muscle, the blood system, all it attacks. When it attacks, what does it bring? Fatigue, lethargy, restlessness, and many more. These are just three, but there are many more that comes when the man attacks the physical organ. What attacks from the man? The negative forces. They attack the physical one. Now, after it destroys the physical organs, then it destroys our mental state. It destroys our mental state. Then what does it do to the mental state? We cannot think straight. We do not even know what's right and wrong, because these vices are so high that this full army destroys a way of thinking what is right and wrong. They increase in number. The army is now increasing. When they increase, the virtues decrease. That's the way it works. So that they are now destroying the total mental state of the person. Now, when it is destroyed the mental state of the person, our overall health, you can see, because when these energies enter into the man and they are attacking onto our health, our overall health, you will see that there are going to be hormonal imbalances. There will be chronic stress, non-resilient. You will see that they are going to really damage our overall health. You will feel tired, you'll feel very lazy, you'll procrastinate, you are going to have pains, you will not like to do any work. And then what happens? Now your overall health is going to deteriorate. Now, it not only overall health, it also destroys our self-esteem. Now it comes to our self-esteem, because when it is destroying and we become very lethargic, slowly go into depression, OCD, and anxiety. Chronic anxiety comes into it. You see, not to be look at we have anxiety pangs. Now all students are going under this. They all are going under this anxiety pang, because there's so much of stress. They want that. It is like, a competition type of a life for them. So in that competition, in the rat race, to please and to get the thing, what is happening? The anxiety is increasing, and slowly they're going into depression because they're not able to face their failures also. So they destroy their self-esteem. So who's doing all this? This is all what this type of a negative energy which is inside the man is doing. Now it diminishes the brain's ability. It diminishes the brain ability. Thinking power is gone, no reasoning. And what memories? You can imagine all that old memories are packed inside us. We cannot release them. They're all formed in memories into our subconscious mind. And then to think, we cannot think straight. There's no reasoning, because these negative forces don't allow, they do not allow us. Now, if our physical body, our organs, our mind, our brain, our overall health, our self-esteem is gone, then you will see that our relationships are also destroyed. Our relationships are also destroyed. What happened in the relationship? The blame game, judgmental, peace goes to pieces. Now how? You have to little bit understand this. When these negative forces enter inside us, okay, we cannot handle them. Whatever action we take is governed by this negative energy inside us. First, this is destroyed the whole body. When it is destroyed the whole body, now our body is become like a hollow. Like termites eat up the inside, like wood they eat up. Like this, our negative forces are making a hollow inside us. When they make a hollow inside us, we want to fill it, but we don't know how to fill it. If we had a knowledge, we would try to go into spirituality so that we could fill it up in that way. But we fill up with what? We go into the world. We go into the world, and with lot of expectations, with lot of anger and lot of grudges, we just keep on in the blame game and the judgment, and then taking no responsibility of any situation throughout life, with all your old memories just stagnated into your subconscious mind. And in the real life, we pick up a mask and put it on our face, and the artificial life starts. We are hurt, we have a lot of negative, but in the world, we are just laughing and smiling and we are out of control. You will see many people. They all are laughing and they are boozing and they're enjoying in the pub. They show that we are very happy. But sorry to tell you, no, it is just the opposite. There is a hollow in all of them and they are trying. They have been made hollow because of the termite. Which are the termite? Because of those negative emotions and thought. And to fill it up, they have worn a mask and they come into the society. And with this artificial light, they try to show that we are very happy and we are on the top of the world. That is what you see in the Instagram, in the FaceTime, you see in your Twitter, you see everywhere. This is actually the real life, which is being governed by you can say by these negative forces inside us. Now, this was in general, we talked about the negative forces. Now let's come to lust. Now, what is the definition of lust? Now, on the screen, you will see definition of lust. It is an intense desire. Having desire is no harm. Having a need, no harm. But if the desire is intense, bahut zyada out of control, the need, that's a craving. You start having a craving, is a sensation that you want, is like an addiction. Then what happens? It turns into lust. The desire turns into lust. Your needs turn into lust. And even today, you will see addiction also is lust. So, and there is, we will see that these things are not only, we will very easily tell you, people usually when they hear the name lust, ekdam dimag mein the Kama Sutra. And you can imagine it is sex. That is what we always have. But sorry to say, lust is not only sex. Lust, under lust comes many things. What do they come? You will see on the screen that there is lust of sex, money, food, power. You will see of drugs, drinks, nicotine, relevance, sexuality, pornography. Now on the screen, I will just give you, you can just click it. What are all the lust that we can name? It is not only sex. Make it very, very clear. There is lust of food, there is lust of money, there is lust of sex, there's lust of power, there's lust of drink, drugs, nicotine, and redolence. These are all that we people have. So ye dimag se hata do ki lust matlab only sex. Definitely sex plays a big part also, but that is just one part of it. So now you can see on the screen that these are all the things that come under lust. Sexually is just one part. Now, if I will go to this scene, I would like you to hold on to the screen and just see that what is money? Why lust has become money? People have started working over us for money, because money brings them a lot of satisfaction. It brings them a lot of comfort. And then in this competitive world, they want to compare and they want to be the head. So what happened? They go and for money. There's a rat race for money earning, and they're working 24 hours, 24 hours. They get addicted to it. They get a lust for money. But what happens when they're doing for the money and that becomes lust? Paisa kamana for your comfort, no problem. But when you go under this, then you forget everything, then that becomes a lust. Now, food. Why food becomes a lust? Food jo hai, wo bhi hum khate hain. But what happens? We have over. For us, only food is there. Your mind eating food is there. This is also lust. Then we come to power. People also have power. Power ka bhi lust hai. Because mere se upar koi nahi, I am the power, I can dominate, I can do. We say, no, usually we say the narcissists are a lusty people. They are lusty people. Because they have the power, they think that they are the best, they can overpower anyone, and they have an ego, inflated ego, where they think that they can never be wrong. Then comes even the drugs, when drinks and nicotine, this also becomes a lust. It's okay once in a while if you've taken a drink, but when this drinks, after 1, 2, 3, it becomes everyday habit. We don't even know when we get into it. Slowly it becomes into lust. Not only drinks, drugs and nicotine. So these are also a part of the lust. Now, so we have to be very clear that lust is not only sex. Sex is lust, but sex is lust. Having sex, it is a God's gift. It is a part of a human being that you can have the pleasure of sex with your partners. But a time comes when this sex turns into lust because there's a craving and a person wants it very often. Then he does not even behave properly. Then he starts seeing pornography, all this. So what happened? That lust that comes into him, that sex that comes into lust, and that is going to damage him. So we will be further discussing how they damage it. Now, usually they say in this world that we people have a very big, is a myth, or we mistake two things, is infatuation and we mistake love. We mistake it, infatuation and love. Now let us see how we mistake it. Adolescence ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ you will see कि सारे ने infatuation ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਹੋ. Infatuation ਹੁੰਦਾ है during adolescence. क्यों ਹੁੰਦਾ है? Because in adolescence, these children and all have during that time a secretion of some hormones in the brain. This brain, hormones which are being excreted in the brain, is the one that the children don't know what's happening to them. And that feeling, because the body is changing and these hormones are not bring in this infatuation. And this is something very normal. Nothing is outside the box. Their infatuation is right. Because many times if the child says, I just love the boy, I have a liking for the boy, the mothers and all, they all scream at them. What is this and all? But you must like to understand that this is a normal thing. It's a normal because they're in adolescence. So when they're in that, we have to understand what is the difference between infatuation and lust. Infatuation and love. This is where we parents come in between. This is where the school and the educationers come in between to tell them what is the difference. This is the time when we have to explain them that this is infatuation and it's just a temporary thing. It'll be okay. If we do not tell them, then this infatuation can slowly turn into lust. So now let us see the difference between infatuation and love. Now, what does infatuation say? The first point of infatuation, love is very deep. It's a very deep. And infatuation is superficial. It's just superficial. Huh? Now, superficial, immediately when we see someone and we feel, oh, very nice, it's a hero hai. I fall for it. So it is just a superficial thing. But love is something very pious, is something very deep, very deep. And in this deep, in love, they view their partners as human. They want to know the whole. They are like a human being. They do not think them like heroes over here. But in infatuation, what happens? They have a different type of a view. Over there, they think that their partners are absolutely perfect. They're the heroes and all, and they find no fault in them. Because this is an infatuation. They've not gone into deeper to see their character or what is inside, nothing. They just superficially see and they think they are perfect. But in love, they are human. And now, when they are human, when these are people in love, always they will they'll feel very safe. They are very safe and secure and supported. They feel safe, secure and supported. When they feel secure, so what happens in the infatuation? They are very insecure. अरे आज तो मेरी दोस्ती यार इसके साथ हुई थी, he is my hero, कोई आके ले तो ना जाए. So they are very insecure. In infatuation, they are very insecure. They do not feel very safe. They do not feel safe. They don't find that they are supported. Why? Because it's superficial. It's just superficial. Now, in love, what happens? They say that they are very peaceful, content. They are very content. And when they are very content, so what happens? Because there's love. This love is a very pious type of a feeling. It's an emotion. But over there, what happens? They say that in infatuation, they are never ready to see the other side of the partner. जो सामने आया उसी को किया, उसी के साथ ही पीछे भाग. That is why they break up very fast. आज एक के साथ, कभी दूसरे के साथ. At time infatuation they have with the teachers also. There are a lot of people who are having infatuation for the teachers, but that is a difference between infatuation and love. They are very insecure. They are very excited. They get obsessed. but in love, they do not. And in infatuation, they are very fantasized. They're living in a fairyland, they're living in a fantasy. And these temporary relationships, that is why off and on you will see them, that they break off and they go with another one. But not so in the love, because love, they are more committed. They're committed and the relationship lasts. They are more realistic. They're more peaceful, content feeling. They are safe, they're secure, they're supported. And they are human, and it's a deep, deep inside emotion of love. So you can understand this. You can understand that there is a difference between infatuation and love. But having an infatuation is a part of growing. Infatuation is in adolescence hota hai. It is nothing is wrong. But we have to understand if the child tells us, oh, I have a liking for someone. It's okay, beta, it's fine. Because these are the adolescent phases the children go through. And we have to explain them. We have to explain them. But this is an infatuation, but it goes as it because you're having certain type of hormones, you're having changes in your physical body. And as you grow to the age of 20, 24, these changes are going to come. So it doesn't matter. So when we explain them, then what happens? Then these children will not go into lust. They will not go into lust. So now in the next slide, we show you the difference between lust and love. This was infatuation and love. Now we tell you the lust and love. Now, what is the difference between lust and love? Now you will see that love is an emotional in nature and lust is a sexual thing. Sexual attraction. एकदम किसी ने देखा तो उसकी physical body को देख के lust आ जाती है. That is why you see many things these are happening. Is happening in real life. Masturbating is taking place because of the lust. When they see the opposite male, they are doing it. That is because of the lust. But love is an emotion. It does not go on the physical body. It's an emotional in nature. Then you will see in lust, it is similar to chemistry. When a person is in love, you will see that the chemistry does not go because it's only on the physical part. Physical part. But in love, there's a compatibility. Compatibility of what? Compatibility of their way of thinking, their life, their nature. That is a compatibility there. Over there, it has nothing to do with the compatibility of there. It is just lust because they are on the surface, they are on the physical sex. So they're only attracted because of the physical body. Then it says the love is deeper and intimate connection. It is a connection. It is very deep down and it is something very subtle. It has nothing to do with the sexual one. But what happens in the lust is all in the superficial, is all on the surface, is on the physical level connection. And a person not interested in the persons, not interested where he is, from where he is, little pata hai hum logon ko, but what happens? Because they are attracted onto the superficial, only on the physical level. That is lust. So we have to understand when the children start, when the children are growing up in the adolescence and they are having all these emotional changes coming into the body, they're having all these type of feeling, be very, very clear to and guide these children, They better, this is not love. This is not love. Better this is lust, or better this is infatuation. Very important to understand the children. Do not usually we just scream out to them. This is not to be discussed. What are you telling? So children do not discuss with us. So what do? They go to the friends, and when the friends they go, then they go all to the apps, and then they see the pornography, and that's what we are doing. That's what the children are doing, and they're slowly getting into the lust. Now, we have understood the difference between infatuation and love. We've understood the difference between lust and love. Now, what are the harms caused by these lusts? All the different lusts we have, how, let us see on the screen, one by one, we are going to take how they are going to destroy us. Now, the first lust caused due to the lust for money and comfort. We want money, because money brings us comfort and buys for all what we want, all our pleasures, everything we want money for it. So when the money becomes a lust for money, when it becomes a lust, need is very important. But when the need becomes into a lust, then what happens? We go haywire. Because हमारे सिर पे पैसा चढ़ गया. हम कहते हैं हमारे सिर पे पैसा चढ़ गया. चढ़ गया क्यों? Because there's lust for money. We say money is power. आजकल बच्चों से बात करो, money is power, money is power. So what happens? कि then elders say money is something, but money is not everything. But they don't understand. But if this money becomes a lust for money, then we are going to be in a soup, because our way of thinking goes haywire. We think no one is anything in front of us. In the rat race, what happens? We are neglecting our family. We go where? We neglect our family. We are giving time more to the working place because we want money. Money is the power. Then we neglect our family, our loved ones, the children. And then slowly, when our partners don't give time to each other, then we go into broken marriages because the lust of money. And money is for what? Is a power. It's just a showbiz. We want to show the world that we are something. Why do I have a big car? We want a big car to show that I have a bigger car than you. Buying a bigger car is okay. But when you buy a bigger car to show the public, to show the society that I am something, it becomes a lust. And in that, we are all putting a mask and living a very superficial life because we are guided by the negative forces inside us of the lust of money. Now, next we come to what? Lust for drink, drugs, and nicotine. Now, what does this start? Lust for drink, drugs, and nicotine. Now, remember one thing, that when we go out to drink or we go into drugs or nicotine, why do we get into this? Why do we get into it? Okay, taking a drink once in a while, okay. Taking a drug and nicotine, why are children being driven towards this side? Where does the problem come from? Which area? You see that in a house, when the children are there, so the children and all are not being given time, or being rejected, or not being accepted, or not being listened. And always when there's a fight in the house, between the couple, there's a fight in the house, and there's a lot of unpleasantness going on in the house. The child usually leaves the house and goes out. Why? He'll go to a place where he knows I'll be accepted. At least I'll not be rejected. It's a place where I'll be listened, people there to listen to me. And then what happens? He will go into that part where he has to take a drink. So he said, chalo ji, koi baat nahi, agar drink karke I mingle with them, it's okay. I'll be at least accepted. So that hollow of not being accepted, hollow of rejection, hollow of not being listened, all that deep down inside, that has made a hollow inside. Children go out and then they go into drinks, drugs, and nicotine. So when they go into this, they're trying to fill that hollow inside. But sad to say, having no knowledge, they are getting trapped into the real world, in the superficial world, where they have a nice gala time, showing the world that they have money, they have the power of money, and they're enjoying and they're kicking life and all. But sad to say, they've worn a mask of real life. So when they take drinks and drugs and nicotine, they're destroying their body, the physical body. They're destroying the physical body. And when they destroy their own physical body, they destroy their own life and the near and dear ones. You will see in life. जिन लोगों को इस चीज की लस्ट हो जाती है ना, निकोटिन, ड्रग्स एंड you ask those people, ask those parents, ask the member of the family and how much they are disturbed. They destroy their life. Just one soul in the house who gets into the lust for drinks, drugs, and nicotine, the whole family gets disturbed. The person who takes it destroys a life. Hali wo mukota dal ke dunya ko dikha rahe, I have got everything and I'm kicking life. But in the long run, he's destroyed his body and the people around him. Now, this is what we are. Aajkal di dunya mein dekhoge. Husbands and all, when they do not get in the house the satisfaction, when they do not get the satisfaction, what do? They take this artificial life of taking a little bit of drink, sitting with their friends, and slowly they get into this lust of drinks. So be very careful. Nowadays, lust. I will tell you one thing, that ਅੱਜਕੱਲ ਦੀ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਘਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਦੁੱਖ ਹੈ, ਘਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮ ਹੈ। ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮ ਕੀ ਹੈ? ਲੜਾਈ ਝਗੜੇ, ਦਰਾਣੀਆਂ ਜਠਾਣੀਆਂ ਨੂੰਹਾਂ ਸੱਸਾਂ ਸਭ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਲੜਾਈ ਝਗੜੇ। What happened? They go out into the world where they can at least spend a nice time and they enjoy themselves, where they can enjoy themselves. Go into a kitty group and you see the women's over there. See those brands. See them wearing. See them flaunting the money, the things they eat, to the 5 stars they go, and they're wearing a mask that they're kicking life. They're kicking life. Actually, they are all running away from the house. Running away from the house. I'm not taking all, but maximum 99.5% are running away from the house, where they're trying to fill in that hollow. How? By getting into this. So they're addicted. They have got a lust for kitties also. There's a lust for kitty. Now we come to the next, lust for food. Now, when a person is not mentally set or very disturbed, or you feel that a person is having a little failure in life and gets very depressed, his self-esteem is gone down. So what happens is the mind starts eating. Lust for food. He starts eating. He does not even know what he's eating, and he keeps on eating, and slowly it becomes a lust for food. Now, there are people also who may not be having mind eating, but they're fond of eating. For them, food is everything. They say we are very foodie. सुबेरे उठते सार क्या खाना है, 2 घंटे बाद अब क्या बनाया है, दोपहर को खाया क्या बनाया है, अब चाय के लिए क्या है, तो रात को क्या है, रात को क्या, तो सवेरे को क्या है. Foodie. And this is what happened. What happened? This leads to not only in the mental eating, but leads to obesity. It leads to obesity. We are destroying our body. This is what lust does. Lust does. Now we come on to the next. That is lust for gym. There are many more, but I've just taken 5-6 of them. Lust for gym. Now what happens for gym? People who are a little bit on the heavier side, they go for gym, okay, they want to reduce. But there are children and all who are okay, but they want to have the abs done. Okay, humko 6 packs hai, ye have different names, whatever they may have. They go into the gyms. Over there, you can see all the gyms. Music is going on, the trainers are there, and there's a big hall, and there they make friendship. You see, it is not only gym. They attract the whole crowd, and they enjoy that 1.5 are there. Slowly you will see when they get addicted to the thing, then they make groups. That in that group, then they have little parties. Then they have get together over there owning the gym. Then they say, we are missing today our gym. Are you missing the gym, or are you missing those little parties inside? But yes, when they go into the gym, slowly they get a lust of gym, because they get into those diet, because seeing each other, comparison. So they're given protein foods. So they get into that rat race of having protein, and they see the abs. Then because of the abs, they have the buttons open. You see how life is going. The buttons are open till the chest because the abs can be seen. Then because they have to show their shoulders, they get the tattoos made over there. My abs are there. So you see this real life, the gym lust. This is what is happening. And what is the physical body may be at that time looking very smart. You're showing to the opposite sex, oh, looking very nice. But in the long run, today is an increased death have taken place. People are not understanding. Children are not understanding. Getting into all this protein and getting into the gym where they got into a lust. I'm talking about lust. They get obsessed with their body, and it's going to destroy it. And the last I'm going to talk about is the lust for sex. Now, what is sex? Sex is a very pious thing, very pious. You all have the right to enjoy and have the pleasure of sex. Everyone has. This is a gift of God. It has been given to us. This is the metabolism. That is why sex, as soon as the child goes into adolescence, crosses 10, 11, the sex, the feeling of sexuality starts. Agar ye ganda hota to Rab humko nahi deta. Why would he have given us? He had given it to us. But because we are in the real, because we are in the body conscious, we are in this rat race, we have made sex lust. because craving, because we want to go and see the pornography and all, we want to go into all the apps and all, and then we go into the dating, and then you can imagine what. And I told you, what is love? It's all superficial. It is just on the physical level. It's only sex. It has nothing to do with the person, opposite partner. It has nothing to do. But it is only sex. So what happens when we see all these things? Sex arises and we make sex dirty. And throughout life, we have been putting the topic of sex under the carpet. Shoo, don't talk. It's not to be talked. It's a dirty thing. It is a sin. But I'm sorry to say, today, a lot of seminars and webinars are being taken on sexuality because we have to be alert. Sex is not bad. Sex is not a sin. But if you think that sex, you can see pornography, or you can just go on to the superficial, on the physical level, then it is going to become a lust. And when it becomes a lust, then it will go into raping. You will start raping. Raping doesn't mean khali go bahar jaake karna. These people who are rapists, their sexuality is in a very high. The Kama Sutra, the Kama is very, very high. But even in families, in married couples also, when a woman says no means no, and when they go against the no, we say it is rape. That is lust. That is lust. So what happens when this lust of sex increases? What does it do? It go into rape, then goes into abuses with your partners also. Go outside the house. You are going to have sexual abuses with others. You're going to have sexual relationship with others. And then slowly there are going to be broken marriages. There are going to be broken marriages. And what happened to save this marriage? As I had just discussed with someone else also, a living example to you, I had a case. I had a case today in which the person rang up and said, I need help. I need help. So what happened? My husband abuses me, calls me a lot of names. He throws things. And I said, but why? All of a sudden, what has happened? What does he wants it. I said, what does he want? Come up to the table and tell me, what does he want? So she said, Bhuaji, it is sex. I said, he has the right. How old are you? And I think she must be just about 50, 51 something. I said, he has the right for it. He has the right. But how can I don't have, when to have a sex, you must have the emotion. You must have the emotion, because love is emotion. And lust is physical, is sexual, physical. So she was mingling up, okay, we have to have emotion. I must have love. I must be ready. I said, sorry to say, a man comes home tired. He needs sex. And you ladies say that because ladies do not, the females do not have that anxiety as a man has. His physical arousement starts. As soon as he sees a female, there is an erection. Female do not have. Female do not have. Be very clear on this. So what I told her, I said, why don't you go in for it? She's saying, I don't have that feeling. I don't have that love for him. I said, go into the sexual thing. Love will arise. Because at time to repair your relationship, we need sexual life. At times we need the lust so as to repair your own relationship. So today I got her ready that you have to affirm to yourself, put a dialogue to yourself that he is right. He needs it. And I have to give him 100%. I have to give him 100% because he needs it. I said, do it. His throwing plays and abuses all band ho jayenge. They say, no, you get a man through the stomach. Through the stomach. Sex is also one of it. I'm sorry to say, but sex is one of it. So be very, very clear. It is nothing bad, but yes, there should be a benchmark to it. And whenever you see anyone outside in the real world, in this rat race, all are with a mask, all are living a superficial life. Beshak it is in, you can say in your working place, Beshak it is in a housewife in the house. Hum log kya karte hain? I don't want to do something and all, but I'm mokota dal ke, I'm pleasing everyone. वो भी खुश, वो भी खुश, वो भी खुश. मैं खुश नहीं हूँ, but सबको खुश कर, mokota डाल रही हूँ. I'm not living my own life. Why? Because my inside is full of corruption. My full of gandh. I have traveled from real to real life. So now onwards, just be careful that whenever you see, have an empathy, a spiritual empathy for them, because they are very, very wounded inside. there is a negative force that is coming from inside and making them get into the real life or get them trapped into this real life. I am very clear about it. I want you all to make the notes. I will be taking tomorrow again. I will be taking you 2 more topics. There will be quiz. There will be a lot of videos I'll be showing you. Please be careful that you do not overlook today's session. Go through it, make your notes, and come tomorrow. Hanji Arvinder.
Beautiful, beautiful session, Pooja. Various aspects of lust you have covered, and I'm sure we all are brimming with the questions or inputs and sharing. So yes, of course, we can. You can raise your hand, you can unmute yourself, and whatever you have to say post this session, we're all yours. Pooja, I would just like to ask you one thing. ਜਿਵੇਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਪੰਜ ਚੋਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਵਸਦੇ ਲੂਟੇ ਬੀਰ ਰਸ. So this, let's focus on lust today. You spoke about lust. Now lust is inbuilt in us. Okay, it's not come from outside. So it depends on us how much of focus we give it, how much of attention we give it. Only then it becomes a vice, right?
Yes,
if it is kept under control, it's a virtue. Because of baru to kitu aaya nahi na, it's there inside us.
Yes, it is inside us. Now what happens? That is why it says, no, ki something gets triggered into a brain. And when it triggers into a brain, certain number of chemicals are thrown. And that gives a feeling of lust. Now, how does this lust come? Because when we see the world, this comparative world, this rat race, we see the pornography, we people are seeing all these things, or we see money person going aage ja raha hai, bahut bad raha hai, usi ko dekh ke we get a jealousy feeling, and that goes and hits against the brain. When it goes and hits against the brain, all those chemicals are secreted and lust become. Sex is there, but it becomes into lust. Earning money is fine, but it comes into lust. Why? Because we are seeing the outside world. साढ़े सारे पंजों इंद्रियां खुली हैं, ऐसे देख भी रही हैं, सुन रही हैं, we are feel भी कर, सब कुछ कर रहे हैं. They all enter. When they enter, they go and hit against our brain. And that is the place where the chemicals are being aroused and they turn into lust.
Yes, yes. Anybody wants to share anything, you're most welcome. Please feel free. It's your platform and it's a safe space here. You can share anything you want regarding this topic, anything that you've not understood, anything.
Didi, Sat Shri Akal.
Sat Shri Akal ji, Sat Shri Akal.
Didi, this, when you said regarding money lust, and when somebody is in business and he committed something, he has signed the contract and all these things, for that, he has to finish the job. And when he finished the job, definitely there is a time frame, there is all these things. So sometime it is, family is avoided. And at the end, maybe it is a loss. Maybe it is not profit. There is no money involved in it. So basically, it is not money, it is the commitment.
See, but when is the commitment? Agar you don't lose, that is by chance you lose it. You think if I get it, very happy.
But no, same time family is avoided because of the commitment.
That is because of this commitment. Let it be commitment, let it be money, let it be wherever we bypass our family, our spouses, our children, our other things, family life, everything. Understand we are in the rat race. We have been trapped.
No, it is, sometimes it happens temporarily, not always.
So then be very careful, be very careful. See to your own commitments, see to your own commitment towards your family, towards your children, towards your spouses. See to that, because usually we overlook our families. In this rat race of money, we overlook our families. We can handle both together. We can handle both together. If we want, we can handle love and lust together. Because we can handle love and lust together. Now, lust is what? Sexual lust. We can handle both. They can both go together also. It's not necessary. Pichale sade time te ki hunda si ki arranged marriage hundiyan san. Arranged marriage hundiyan san. Te ki hunda assi jande hi nahi. We don't even know the boys, or the boy does not know the lady. Then when we get married, we don't even have any emotion because we are going to a new person. But as soon as you go, us time kya si? Jande jao, pehle suhag raat, lust ho gayi. But then what the parents say, aista aista bachche fir pyar pehanda hai, pyar pehanda hai. Then it goes through the lust. Then it becomes a healthy thing. So we can take both. We can take both. I will be taking tomorrow as the healthy lust. You can see they can be handled both, but you have to be very alert. You have to be very alert. In these things, you should not forego certain things. Certain things you must not forego.
Right. Thank you.
God bless you, Bacha. Anji.
Misconception है ना Pawji, when we think of lust, we only think of sex. So now it's a wider spectrum. The spectrum is very wide.
Yes. Lust hunda si tasi kehne si Kama Sutra. Oh, and you know, ooh, ah, under the carpet, everything.
Yes.
How we used to behave. But no, lust is so many things. Sex is just one part of it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Who would have thought of connecting gym also with lust?
Yes.
It's a gym lust.
This is all the forces that are driving us to the real life. Remember one thing, our real life is being driven by these forces.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Anji. Why are all the cameras off? I don't like black distinct screens. Yes, come on, all of you, come on. Come on, Kuljit, all of you, please come on. I want to see all of you. I talked about lust. That doesn't mean that you people are just going to put a black thing to me. No, come on. Yes, come on. All, come on, Vani, Amarjeet, Manmohan, Baljit Kaur, please come on to the thing. Yes. So now you know lust is so many things. But even lust is sex. No harm. Enjoy it. You have the right to take the pleasure of it. Please don't. Don't think a buddhi the khloti ho ye jo marzi bol rahi hai. No, I am telling you today, you have the right. But please, there should be a benchmark. You have to understand, educate yourself. And don't bypass your partners. Don't bypass. Hanji. Nice to see all
ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਹਸਬੈਂਡ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਹਸਬੈਂਡ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਹਸਬੈਂਡ ਲੇਡੀਜ਼ ਨੂੰ
No, I'll tell you something. Jinnah the husband nahi hai. For example, lust in other things they're controlling.
No, as video ਵਿੱਚ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ. ਇਸ ਸੈਮੀਨਾਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ. ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕਹਿ ਰਿਹਾ ਮੈਂ ਕਿ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਦਿਖਾ ਦੇਣ.
Dikha de definitely and all. We have already done so many seminars and all on sexuality and all. We've done excellent. It was open, absolute open, stripped everyone. It's a very empowering. It's very empowering.
Absolutely.
Last week. There's nothing to hide. There's nothing to be shy of. This is part of life. This is part of life. Even the people who are not there, even the husbands are gone or the wives are gone, they have the right if they're young. They have the right. They have the right to have the pleasure. And there are many meetings and all. You don't have to go to a party. There are many medias of how to have the pleasure. All are having the mouth open. Didi is talking something. Okay. So I think any other question?
If everybody is yet to sink in with yes, whatever is been told today, so you can take your time, because tomorrow is going to be active interaction with whatever we have learned today, and we're going to show you clips, and then we're going to take your inputs on it. So it's going to be a very, very healthy, active interaction tomorrow. And all our resource material is put up on the website, because I saw people, busy clicking pictures and all that. So all these mind maps are there on the website. So right now when Pawji is talking, I think we should just soak in the knowledge. So just listen attentively, and the resource material is all there on the website. So if there's anybody wants to share anything or any questions, or as we have already exceeded our time limit, we can end our session today, unless somebody wants to say something. Any questions, any inputs, any sharing? All candid pictures were taken, so if the cameras were off. Yes, so we will end this session today. Whatever we have done today, lust shouts, love whispers. Only the heart knows the difference. And tomorrow will be yet another fruitful session with this hot, steamy topic. So do come prepared with your writing material, because a small, very nice quiz we prepared for you. And
I mean, most of us, we have most of us, we have lust with the seminar of Vindri Didi.
Oh, wow. That's healthy. That's healthy lust. That's healthy lust.
Yes, very
Great.
good.
Excellent. So we will add that point also under healthy lust. Yes.
Yes.
Great.
Yes,
Cool.
Arvinderji,
Thank
can
you.
I share something?
Yes,
Sure,
yes,
sure.
हाँ.
Please go ahead.
Yes, sorry, मेरा camera off रहा, लेकिन I listened each and every word of Fuaji, and it was really, I can say, eye opener. And the way she was describing or way she was saying, it was left and right. Everything was like she rightly said, stripped everyone. So she
Yes,
did not
yes.
spare anyone, you know. So actually, she took a part, or rather, I should say, took a lead to teach a lesson to each and every one of us. So I also could see that what exactly lust means and what
Especially
exactly.
to
Thank you so much, and
God
thanks to
bless.
Jeevan Jaj, who is giving this such a platform where we can speak what we cannot speak on the other platforms. Thank you so much, Puaji and Arvinderji. Too good at us. I know the amount of time and the dedication and the efforts you have put in it. It's salute to you. Thank you so much.
In fact, those were my lines. I was about to thank Jeevan Jaj and especially the President, Rimple ma'am, and Vice President Baljit ma'am. I really want to say on this platform because they are so open and so receptive to these ideas and they trust us with these topics. Imagine speaking on sex on a platform like this. So they trust us and they, when they put their trust on you, that bar raises higher automatically. So we do justice to the trust that they have put on us. So thank you so much, Jeevan Jaj, for giving us this platform where we can share and we can pour out. And trust me, it's a very safe space. So please feel free to pour out whatever is there in your heart. So let's handhold each other and learn what we are learning today. So thank you all so much. And we look forward to some healthy, interactive sessions in the forthcoming days. Thank you so much. Good night.
Good night. Bye. Love you. Love you all.